Oh no, you Nintendo don't! Come here! I'm gonna turn your mouth into my new toilet seat! Ah! Why did I say that? Ooh, I did it! Yeah! Joy-Con dance! Oh! Hey everyone! Didn't see you there. Yeah. What? What are y'all still doing here? Didn't you see the title of the video? Get off social media and go play your games. Ready, start! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So before we get into the topic of this video, I wanted to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for the amazing support that you've been giving to this channel. The last few videos I've been doing, y'all have been blowing my mind. I cannot believe how many people are in support of what I had to say. I expected to get backlash, and I was prepared for that, but I was so surprised to see how many of you also agreed with what I had to say. It warms my heart, and y'all are just amazing. Like, I love each and every one of you. That really encourages me to keep this channel going. And I took the time to go through each and every one of those comments and respond to everyone. And I'm still getting more comments, so bear with me. I'm not used to getting that much feedback on my channel, so many people having something to say, but I stumbled upon a few comments on my video about Nintendo, how some people were expressing like, why is somebody, buying new hardware when they already have multiple Switches in their collection? They can play all their backlog. There's not that many first-party titles or new games to take advantage of new hardware anyways. And then it dawned on me. Social media. Social media is our kryptonite. It is the direct influence to push us to buy and consume more. And I touched a bit about this on a previous video, but I wanted to dive deeper into it. Let's say you're watching TV, you're watching YouTube, right? And there is an ad that comes on. Burger King, Domino's, Taco Bell, McDonald's. You ignore it, you get past it, you continue to watch your video. Maybe a few days later, you're sitting there at that fast food restaurant, eating that food, and then it finally dawns on you. Oh my goodness. I'm eating this right now because of all those ads that I saw. And that is exactly what social media does to us. Social media platforms, whatever it is, it influences us to constantly consume and spend even when we know we shouldn't. Or you'll end up searching for things that you know you shouldn't even be looking at. For example, last night, I was looking up deck boxes for trading cards because I've been getting into Magic the Gathering and other TCG. And that led me down another rabbit hole of where can I buy some Dragon Ball TCG cards, because I love Dragon Ball, but it's hard to find the cards. And then I went down Reddit, led me to their websites and other places. And before I knew it, it had been hours. And I had spent so much time wasted looking up things to buy, even though I didn't have the money to purchase it. And I know you may think, dude, what are you talking about? You sound like some kind of crazy mountain man with a tinfoil hat ranting about aliens. But think about it. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. In the 90s, the internet was in its infancy. There was no social media. Nothing to have us constantly plugged in. The only way you could really be advertised was when you watched TV. The rest of the time, it either had to be in a newspaper or in a flyer, or when you actually went out to a place, you would see something. You could live your life without constantly being flooded by advertisements and subliminal messages. Which means back then, they had to work harder to get your money. Most of the time, back then, when you got a game, you played that same game a dozen times because you weren't really getting a new game, or you had to go to a video game rental store. Fast forward today, we are so plugged into social media, we have our phones on us 95% of the time. The only time we ain't is when we're showering or when we're sleeping. A lot of times you're scrolling social media even when you're in your bed and you fall asleep with your phone on top of you. And you know you've all done it before. We're all been guilty of it. The point being, social media and the internet is so ingrained in our lives now, and we are literally attached to our phones, that we are being overflooded by advertisements. I'm not talking about food commercials. I'm talking about everything. Everything on social media is an advertisement or a subliminal message. The whole internet is based on a massive algorithm now. An algorithm that you shape by what you search and what you look up, what you're interested in. So if you are a gamer and you collect games, you're going to look up accounts, platforms, you're going to follow developers, you're going to look for communities that are about gaming. And then what happens? Now you're seeing an endless flood of games. You're seeing people that are buying stacks and stacks of games. You are seeing developers working on their games, interacting with the community. You're seeing publishers promoting their games and their physical collector's editions. You are seeing influencers put out new videos about the brand new hardware, Switch 2, PS5, whatever it is. And all of this is an advertisement. Even your friends who are sharing their game pickups or that they bought the brand new console is an advertisement to you. Let me put it in a game term that you can understand. If you're a Resident Evil fan, Wesker is one of the most terrifying and opposing threats in the Resident Evil franchise. Picture Wesker dropping the T-Virus in Raccoon City. At first, it spreads to one host. But from that host, it spreads to another, and another, and another, and before you know it, all of Raccoon City is devastated by the T-Virus, infected by it. That is pretty much what the internet and social media is today, and how we constantly are feeding into it, and we are spreading it the more we interact with it. So the point of this video is simple. Get off social media and go play your games. But not just your games. Get off social media and go enjoy life. Get back into your hobbies. Go watch that massive stack of anime you haven't watched in the last 5 years. Go read some manga, some books. Spend time in God's Word, building your faith. Do your own daily devotionals like I've been sharing on my socials. If you're somebody that collects action figures, I don't care if you're 30 years old, bust out those action figures and play with them. Go spend time with friends and family in real life doing something. Going to arcades, going to amusement parks. Anything that gets you away from social media, do it. And I know it might be difficult, right? But just go one day without being on social media. One day and see how you feel. And if you feel good, turn it to 2 days. Let those 2 days become 3, 3 become 4, and so on. And before you know it, your massive backlog of games will be much smaller because you'll be knocking it out like a champion. I have personally noticed that I went from being a game player that would 100% his collection, even though it was very small years ago, to now being somebody that has massive amounts of games and I hardly play them. And why is that? Because social media influence and the influence of others that are also being infected by social media. It is a serious problem. And I don't think a lot of people are aware of it. So when I started to wake up and realize this, I was like, oh my goodness, we are all like a bunch of ravenous rats trying to go after the same piece of cheese and not realize that it's all been orchestrated this way to make us behave in the way they want. As in, blindly consuming and buying things that we don't need, like the Switch 2, when you have 4 Nintendo Switches in your collection that can play all these games. It's just like, man. And I know I probably sound a little crazy when I'm talking about this, but I hope that, you know, some of you can hear what I'm saying and maybe start to realize that, hey, there's some truth to what he's saying. Maybe he's rambling a bit, but it sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Because I know that when I've seen people pick up the brand new game or the brand new console, that some of my friends, including me, start to feel kind of left out. And then before I knew it, I was literally at the order page about to check out before I had to wake myself up and realize it's like, I ain't gonna buy this. I don't even need it. I've got more games than I know what to do with. What am I doing? And the reason why I think it's so important that we stay off social media is because that means we are limiting the reach of influence that social media has over us. That means we are not going to blindly consume anymore, right? They're going to have to work harder to get our money and get our attention. And if we all start doing that to some degree, then what happens? Then the industry starts to shift. The community starts to change. And we start to get back to quality. Because back then, in the earlier days, the Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, when it came to gaming, they had to sell you on it. They had to make games with quality. It wasn't just throw out whatever and they'll gobble it up like it is today, to where they can literally do nothing and we all pay for it because we're so locked into social media. It's got like a grip hold on it. It's almost like we have the Venom symbiote on us and we can't get it off, and it's taking control of us. We have to put our foot down and say, you know, I'm not going to waste all my day on social media looking to spend money that I know I shouldn't spend. I'm going to go enjoy life, enjoy my hobbies, and I'm going to knock out my backlog and say, forget social media. I don't need to be on it 24/7. I don't need to see the negativity and the toxicity going on. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to go enjoy life. And I'm not saying this just for y'all. And I'm not saying this as you better do it. I'm saying this for myself because I notice how easy it is to fall into these traps that they lay for you. And I don't want to be stuck in that anymore, right? I want to get back to how things used to be, where I was enjoying my hobbies and not caring about all that negativity, that drama, and not just blindly buying everything. I think it would do us all some good to get off social media. So I challenge y'all to get off these platforms and go enjoy gaming and enjoy your life again. Look forward to hearing from each and every one of you in the comments. Till next time, happy gaming, happy collecting, have a one-up blessed day, and remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. Bye, everyone. Game over now. 9, 8, 7.